Thank you to all my patrons who supported me throughout my whole YouTube journey. Hey guys, I'm M.A.D.D.Y. I'm up today. We are here with Distractible, and we're going to continue with our Lego build of the Empire State Building. I think today's episode is something along the lines of Mark losing his Emmy, which, God, I'm sad that he lost his Emmy. Like, I don't know who won it, but I know it wasn't him, because he would have bragged about it. And you know he would brag about it, so let's just stop yapping. I want to continue with my build. I'm already starting while I'm talking to you guys, which is rude. I'm sorry. I'm just really excited to get into this episode because I actually want to hear the full story. We heard partial stories of what his experience was like at the kids' Emmys, but we haven't heard like every single little bit. And since this is a probably 40-minute long episodes-ish, we should get some details that he may have not otherwise disclosed. And if he did, then oh well. Alexa, play the newest episode of Distractible, please. I know it's
playing Distractible from Spotify. Here's the latest episode, the Emmy-losing episode.
Good evening, gentle listener.
Good evening. Alexa, turn up the volume to 69%.
And the perfect video game. Roguish Mark is yoked from shaft crafting and needs a solo challenge. Exhausted Daddy Bob loves MMOs, but skips the tedious tales and grind. Healer Wade loves God mode, but hates mono-solution raids. From perfect progression to punishing pets. Yes, it's time for the Emmy-losing episode. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Alright, roll episode 95, take 1, which is the only take we're doing. After I sneeze. I gotta sneeze. Oh god. Help.
This is the intro. Will, leave this in.
Yeah, how can we help you?
God, please. Oh, fine. Do it.
That was a hell of a dad sneeze you got there.
A sneeze, then a plead for divine intervention. You guys ever combine the two?
I guess not.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Distractible. I'm today's host, Wade. Welcome to the show where one of us hosts, the other two compete for points, and then the winner gets to host the next episode. As the host, I can decide who gets the points, yada yada yada. You know the deal by now, and if you don't, then I guess go watch another episode.
If you don't, then suck it! Ah! Alright, move on.
And if you couldn't tell, I'm not alone here. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Bob and Mark.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Great. Anything interesting going on in your lives? I think I'm obligated to care for a little bit.
Wow.
No.
Same. Baby, no sleepy, me, big tired, etc., etc.
Baby's gotta be close to needing sleep, right? Like, that's gotta be any day now.
It was my understanding that babies like to sleep. That
All
most
day,
of
not all
babies
night.
Sleep in between pooping and eating.
Mm.
But this guy, he doesn't like it. He gets real mad when he gets tired. He cries, he screams, doesn't like sleep. It's kind of like torture. Like a special circle of hell just for us.
Have there been any good moments yet?
Yeah, he's pretty cute or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes he laughs. It's nice. He's funny.
That's good.
He farts a lot.
I think it's the first compliment we've heard about the baby in like 3 months.
Look, man, it's hard to be nice when you're tired all the time. Okay.
Oh, that's
I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, and that's a lot of sleep.
Yeah, I
It's
only
not
got
a thing
about.
I would have said before.
I think I only got about 8.5 last night. I'm pretty tired today too.
Ooh, rough night. Yeah, no. We're in the same group, you and me.
Yeah.
How little sleep did you get, Mark?
Oh man, I got like 7 hours, so that's rough.
Barely functioning.
Mm-hmm.
How's not baby life for you, Mark?
Oh, it's pretty good. I've been getting incredibly strong. I've been getting supremely yoked out of my gourd. I've been getting unbelievably, incredibly strong.
Getting jacked off?
What?
Isn't that what you call it?
Not usually.
You're jacked, man. You're jacked off.
Uh-huh. No.
Jacked out of your mind. You're jacking yourself.
Not
No.
really.
Isn't that it?
No.
Is that how you're getting strong?
No. You don't. Did you listen how I said no? That wasn't it.
No.
All right. Well, that's what I said. So I need you to take that information in.
This just in. Mark building muscle exclusively through masturbation.
No, see, that's where it's wrong. It's not that.
Now, we all heard what you said.
Yeah, okay, what did I say?
I'm jacking it 24/7, baby. Those specific muscle groups have never been beefier.
I see you heard my subtext.
My forearm is like a 12-pack of Slim Jims, vacuum sealed together with some skin.
I don't know if that would be
Good, right? Is that muscular? Is that good?
I
don't know. I can't tell. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's visual. It's very, very distinct.
Is there a reason you're getting strong?
Why
Like,
not,
are you gonna
right?
start bodybuilding or
No.
bench pressing planets or something?
No. Just, trying to stay healthy, trying to be fit, trying to be, with it, hip,
Ah, smart ass, trying to make the rest of us look bad. I see.
kind of.
I have to say that's a good call. I wish I had done more of that for the baby. Babies are heavy. You can carry them around with one arm. Do you feel like
Depending on how heavy your baby is, Bob.
How heavy was he when he was born?
He was. Ooh, I know this.
You should know this.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
No, he was. I think he was
Ah.
6 pounds 11 ounces when he was born.
Okay.
And we saw
Wow.
the doctor like a week and a half ago. He was like basically 12 pounds, 11 pounds, 15 ounces or something. He's heavy. He's a heavy little lad.
Mhm.
Plus, he's always pumped full of like a gallon of milk, so he weighs a lot more than it seems like.
Got that. Yeah. I could lift that. I'm just saying out loud, I could lift that. That amount of weight, I could lift it.
15 pounds?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Could lift that and move him in and out. Oh, that's a terrible image. Let's not finish
No.
that word picture.
Yeah. Oh, man, I was figuring with, because Sean's in town, that is a little probably dated at the moment, but, creator class is coming up. And
Yep.
I'm not boxing, thank goodness, but I'll be at the event.
I know.
And Ethan's boxing. So we were joking around with an idea where we would come out as 3 men in a trench coat, but Ethan's in the middle. And so I'm gonna be on the bottom of this ungodly long trench coat.
Well, thankfully, you picked like 2 other tiny dudes to carry around.
Yeah, tiny. Yeah, I think cumulative it would be over 300 pounds that I would have to heft and walk to the ring with them. But
You can carry me on your shoulders, can't you?
I did squat once, 285, and I probably could do like walking with it, but I don't know. It's either I'm gonna slam Sean's at the very top, so I'm gonna either tip over and slam him face first into the concrete floor, or we're gonna do a sweet like launch off my shoulders. Ethan will do a triple flip and somehow swing all the way over to the ring, and it'll be awesome. So either broken face or awesome.
Oh, I
Well,
mean,
at least it's not your face that might break.
Yeah, it's a fighting thing, so if you break someone's face, I think you just win.
Yeah. Well, not if you're the fighter and your face is broken. I think that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but you're not the fighter, and your face wouldn't be broken, so it's a win-win for you.
Yeah, man. Your logic. You're really
Thank
on
you.
it today.
I know. Look, we can't take time to care about other people's fortune or misfortune. It's all about the us. Right?
Go on.
Yes, go on. Was that the end of the statement?
I'm pretty sure these truths are self-evident, right?
Ah, yeah, no, that's why I was in there. They wrote that.
What truths?
These.
These.
Well, anywho, I guess we'll move on immediately. Will, make me sound like a good person. Thank you.
What is
What is
the edit gonna be there? Just an old lady being like, that Wayne, woo, what a good person.
Oh, thank you for helping me across the street while you're recording your podcast.
Good enough for me, whatever it takes. Or, everyone listening, you think I'm a good person. Alright. That's called suggestion. One of the biggest parts about magic is suggestion, the power of suggestion, and I just did that. I suggest they think of me as a good person, therefore it is.
You did it, bud.
Like selective attention, or what do they call it? They got a term for that. I think suggestion's hypnotism, isn't it?
I don't know, man, I didn't research this, I just made it up on the fly.
Fair enough.
But it sounded good, right?
I believed you.
Yeah.
Well, gamers, I guess since we're here together, and we are gamers, I thought the 3 of us, with over a decade of experience in our industry and a lifetime of experience with games, could work together today to build some great games.
Building a game.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We've played enough games where we've been like, man, if only they'd done this, or if only they'd done that. So we're going to try to pick a couple different genres here, and we're going to try to make some great, just amazing games, and figure out what's been missing from some of like the top ones, right? We've done the tier list, we know what we like. So we're gonna cooperatively work together here, and I'll figure out points somehow, or I'll just say one of you won and then justify it later, as I do.
You don't have to justify shit.
Thank you. 2 points to Bob.
Ah.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Ooh.
Because I'll get them deducted.
1 point to Mark for his silence. Feels good, right? This is what cooperative looks like. You just get points.
Oh, cool. All right. Is that what this is? Is this cooperative?
We're cooperative today. We're working together.
Oh, okay. I get it. I thought it was gonna be competitive, considering you're gonna pick a winner.
Nope, that's my problem to solve. We are cooperatively working together.
All right. Interesting.
Because if we're going to design the perfect game, we can't have competing things, right? We have to come up with the perfect solution.
Yeah, you know what they say. Non-competition breeds excellence.
Well, they should say that, because I think it will be true.
This episode of Distractible is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Guys, can we just time out for a second? I've been wanting to bring this up for a while, and I don't know when to do it, but I think we can just take a pause here. I'm stressed.
Great segue, buddy, because when you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you bogged down and you may feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, kinda. Imagine you had these two guys in your life, and they
Sometimes we feel overwhelmed, and it's nice to have friends to talk to, but they're not always everything you need. A licensed professional therapist might offer you the tools and solutions you need to feel empowered and be on top of your game.
But these two friends, they just don't get the hint that, maybe someone, a third friend, just doesn't like the bit. It doesn't want to do the bit anymore. Maybe wants to take a break from the bit and talk about the real problems.
BetterHelp is convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. You can access your therapist directly through your phone with text messages, phone calls, or video calls, whatever you prefer.
I just don't understand why you're talking like that.
No need to stress there, buddy, because we've got your back, and so does BetterHelp.
Okay, I was just gonna say, it's you guys. You guys are the stress of my life, of everything. I just can't take it anymore.
Well, Mark, if you want to live a more empowered life, all you have to do is visit betterhelp.com/distractible. You can get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/distractible.
This episode of Distractible is sponsored by Raycon. I've started upon a revolution, a revelation, a new me, a new time to be alive.
Is this another one of those weird diet or sleep things?
No. What? What are you talking about? No.
Oh.
Are you doing that thing where you only eat Lunchables and you sleep on kids' playground equipment as a way of
No.
staying youthful?
No.
No.
I'm engaging in the wireless revolution.
Wireless is good, usually.
Yeah, imagine this. You have all these audio things happening in the air around you. They're just swirling about you in a miasma of chaos. I found a device called Raycons that allow you to tap into the ether of all of this audio and put that directly into your ears. I'm listening to it right now, and you can't even tell.
Well, yeah, okay, Raycon. Why don't you just say so from the start? You had us worried. That's a good thing.
I'm pretty sure Raycon, you connect your thing to it, your phone or your device or whatever, and it only plays what you play. I don't think you're not listening in on stuff.
I don't know what he's talking about, but there's so many crazy things it can do, and it lasts so long, 8 hours.
That's actually pretty impressive. I didn't know that they would last that long, and they have all these features. I gotta say, my wired headphones, they don't have any features.
If you're ready to buy something small with a big impact, go to buyraycon.com/distractible today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/distractible to score 15% off. BUYRAYCON.com/DISTRACTIBLE.
I guess I'm going to leave it open to you guys as to... I've got several different genres of game written down here, and we'll see how many we can get to. But what would be a genre you guys would be interested in, or you feel like you'd be comfortable in designing the perfect version of?
Well, I mean, that's got to be the first decision, right? It's not even just we picked this one.
Yeah,
like
that's
there's
why it's
gotta be-
cooperative.
Yeah, but I mean, even some of the best games aren't relegated to a specific genre, unless you're talking like a control scheme or something like that, or like a third-person shooter or something like that.
It can be whatever we think. I mean, we could do open world games, MMOs, PvP style games, horror games, whatever y'all think. Like, what are some of the top games? What are some of the best games that have eventually come to mind, I guess, that we can kind of build off of. I feel like Skyrim's probably one's up there in a lot of people's minds. What else comes to mind?
Risk of Rain 2.
Risk of Rain 2.
Settlers of
Excellent
Catan.
Oh, excellent title.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite YouTubers has like 900 videos on that game.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be me. I have like 6.
Best, just in general, best games of all time. What a nebulous concept.
We gotta go
work
back
on.
to what? Wait, where's our tier list? What is it? Where is it?
I think I have that saved somewhere. Let me find that.
Good thing we keep this stuff all organized.
I have a list of the games for the tier list, but where's the actual tier list?
I think I have an image from the Reddit of what our tier list ended up being.
Okay.
It's very sparse. I have to say, I feel like we talked a long time about this, and it feels like a not complete list.
Yeah, we definitely didn't. There was always an intention to do a part 2.
Oh yeah, this list is tiny. Oh my god.
What idiots came up with this dumb list?
I don't know. This is weird. Okay, maybe we don't go off of that. Maybe we figure out what the best games of all time is, and then work from there.
All right. Well, let's just pick a genre, I guess. Horror game, open world, MMO.
MMO.
No.
The best MMO.
No.
Okay.
Why an MMO?
Because I've never played an MMO that had everything I like, but I feel like it's a good genre. What do you want?
I don't want
What
other
do you
people.
want?
I don't want other people in there. That's for damn sure.
Well, the gaming is better with other people.
No. The best game experiences are always like solo, single player things, with really immersive gameplay. And I mean, unless you can come up with a good horror MMO, I don't know.
Wouldn't the best be a game that you can do either one in, play solo or with other people, as your preference would decide?
No, my preference is set. Single
Man,
player.
this cooperation. It's like cooperation and collaboration had a baby.
Well, look, I feel like there's an initial thing here that Mark is presuming that I don't know if I agree with. Isn't it subjective? What's the best game then? I guess. Can we skip right over that?
Oh,
Because
God,
I don't
it's
like horror
subjective
games at all. I don't think
No,
any
I'm
horror
not
game
saying-
has the potential.
I'm not saying
to be
horror
the
game.
best game.
No.
ever.
I was just using that as an example. MMO, like it eliminates a lot of potential genres that could be a part of it. It is kind of narrowing in a way.
Yeah, well, it is the genre. MMOs can be a lot of things, but it's an experience.
Well, does it have to eliminate it? I mean, isn't that the first step? Could we find a way to incorporate the things that they typically eliminate?
Maybe if you can make because there's one thing to make a game, and then there's another thing to make a game that can't be played on any infrastructure that would currently exist. So you'd have to like create a whole new internet in the way that it works to have like extremely expansive services, almost like how Stadia was trying to revolutionize gaming, and no one gave it a chance. No one ever was able to experience the true potential of it because it never lasted long enough for people to get those thousands and thousands of players in the same game lobby, because all of the game hardware is centralized on the servers themselves, so intra-server communication could have been it would have been
Well, that exists.
Yeah,
so we
right,
can pretend it
exactly.
still exists.
Uh-huh. We could bring Stadia back, Mark, in our theoretical universe.
You're right, I agree. It's a Stadia title. It's exclusive. That's the greatest game of all
Stadia
time.
title.
Yes.
All right, we're building our Stadia MMO.
Still not sold on MMO.
Our Stadia verse. It is everything.
Okay, I like it.
It's like the metaverse, except different.
Okay, so it's virtual reality. Is that the greatest game of all time?
If
I
you can
mean-
do it better than what current virtual reality can do.
If you ignore all of the dystopian parts of the virtual world that exists in like Ready Player One, where it is just an entire world of existence and stuff, wouldn't that be the best game of all time? It is everything. It is a world in which you can live and inhabit, but you have all of the freedom that gaming allows to do literally whatever you want, theoretically.
Man, I don't know. I don't think I even want that much freedom. Like, I want a game. I don't want to be consumed by the game. I don't want to be in there forever. I would never want a game that I literally could not stop playing. I've been there once. Yeah, it wasn't even fun when it was happening.
I laugh, but I understand that I've been sucked into games too, where it's like,
It's like, especially mobile games where like you enjoy it for a while and it starts to feel like a job. And by the time you realize that you're not enjoying it, you're just doing it because you feel like you have to. You're already so invested.
Yeah,
Even if you don't spend money, just time investment. You just feel like it's like, oh, I've already put this much time in.
Yeah, that was World of Warcraft for me, which is why I'm particularly against MMOs.
Aren't you playing that again?
All right. No, I
Well,
dabbled.
Mister shooting down my balloons. Float something yourself.
Well, I mean, MMO kind of like it's not even really a genre. It's just like whether or not you're going to have a massive multiplayer experience, because you can have a multiplayer experience. I'm okay with a game that has some kind of other player interaction, because Elden Ring, won Game of the Year, and it does have an online.
Didn't deserve it.
To it. It's actually a big part of it. The invasions, getting cooperative players, trying to beat bosses with help. All this, it's very small and it's optional. You don't have to do it, which is kind of nice. That's I guess that's leading what you were saying, where it's like you can do the multiplayer style of it, or you can do single player only, which is what I did.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think I'm just against the massive.
The thing I like about the massive multiplayer thing is that it creates experiences that are hard to capture in any other form of medium or like human experience. Like barring going to, I don't know, some huge music festival where there's tens of thousands of people all in one area all doing this thing. I get why you don't like the concept of MMO, and you wouldn't want a game where that's the only option, where you're always surrounded by other people. But like that I guess for me, part of what makes gaming in our time so insanely cool is that other people can be included in it. Because gaming originally was very single player. It was only single player. It existed before the internet was really anything that you could use for that purpose. But now you can be connected to people around the whole world. You can have friends, that live on the other side of the globe from you, or the other end of the plate, I guess. If we got any flat earthers out there.
I had to look this up. The first video game was not single player.
Well, the first video game was technically Pong.
It was before Pong, but even Pong is a multiplayer game. But it's a game kind of like Pong, made in 1958. It's a very simple tennis game, so extremely similar to what Pong is, but technically made before that and on very specialized hardware. It's like an oscilloscope, basically.
When do you go from multiplayer to massively multiplayer?
I guess I was completely ignoring in-person, couch multiplayer type stuff, which has its place and is fun, but there's a difference between 2 people playing a game, 4 people playing a game, and 1,000 people all in a world doing something.
Yeah, when do you go from one to the other?
Because a persistent world that everyone shares. Okay. I think that is what makes it massively multiplayer.
So that's why Call of Duty Warzone with 150 people isn't, because it's not a consistent world. You play a match, you play a match, you play a match.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why Destiny, even though you'd never play with more than 3 or 6 people, is still an MMO, because everyone is sharing the same world.
Right. Well, that's good to note. So, what kind of world do we want then?
Who says it's a world? I've been playing a lot of Sudoku. There's no world.
Well, I mean, are we going multiplayer, massively multiplayer? What are we?
I like that that's an option. It's Elden Ring style. There is an online component, but you could also choose to be exclusively single player. I'm cool with that.
So let's
start with that.
Whatever this game is we're making, the perfect start to it is you can either play it alone or play it with other people.
I can agree with that.
Okay. I guess.
And don't let playing with other people have to go with buying a subscription or whatever the fuck.
Style of thing where it's open world, you go around, you can do quests and stuff. What are we starting with here?
Is it a story-based game or like Skyrim? Not a story-based game.
I was saying that's story in Skyrim. Okay.
I wasn't saying or like Skyrim. I just meant a story-based game like Skyrim, or is it something else?
I mean, most games, even if they're more gameplay focused, have a story. Like Elden Ring, its story was not essential to you playing the game, but the story is extremely detailed but hidden. I know, Bob, you don't like that, and that's fine. But I don't think you can get away with making a game and not having some semblance of a story, unless it's purely mechanics based.
I think the optimal thing is especially since we're starting from the pretense of it's either can be single player or multiplayer. the single player can be the more story focused thing, right? If you want a really enthralling story, kind of needs to be single player or a small group at most, because you need to be able to have cutscenes and dialogue. You need to be able to pay attention to things and observe what you want to observe in the world. I'm not like the biggest story nerd when it comes to games. I don't care to read all the little things, and I might skip a lot of dialogue, but I get why that's important. But then the multiplayer aspect, it's almost like Destiny, I guess. The multiplayer aspect needs to have like fun, engaging, mechanics and stuff where the group is accomplishing things together, where it's very quest focused or mission focused.
Destiny is very story based, I would say. I mean, you've got like Heavy Rain style of story, Last
So,
of Us
like,
story,
Yeah,
Skyrim
but like
story, Elden Ring story. There's different
like the Lego
figures of
games.
how heavily invested you are into the story. But Destiny's one where they accomplish kind of.
I'm
both.
thinking
It
something
doesn't
more like
sound
the Lego games. Probably it's because I'm
You
building
can
something Legally,
play
but
the mission with a group, your fire team, and still watch all of the cutscenes. Skip them as you please, and do the different things. So Destiny kind of pulls both of those off, right? Like that's one of the great things about that game is you can do the story-based stuff.
I would say the story stuff in Destiny is the strong aspect of it, because it does do a good job with that. The thing about Destiny is all the missions and quests and stuff, once you finish the story, are really boring. Because once you finish all the main storyline stuff, it turns into that thing where you and two friends or you and five other friends, and it's just like, go to this and collect 8 widgets, and then bring those widgets back to this guy at the place, and you turn them in, and you get the thing, and then you do that 18 more times, and that's your weekly quest is done. And it's like, that is not the most engaging multiplayer part. But the story stuff and the multiplayer story stuff is excellent in Destiny. I would steal that for the best game for sure.
Mhm.
The approach that they have to the story, anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are some games that offer that kind of once you get through it replayability, but it's baked into the story. I would call it Hades, right? So Hades is an incredible game. It's an action RPG.
It's roguelike too, right? It counts as a roguelike.
Yeah, roguelike, which is honestly one of my favorite game genres. I think it's like a really nice one to base most of the experiences off of. And dying is a part of it, but dying also is part of the story. You die over and over again, and then you unlock more story as you progress, but dying is still a part of it. And some things you can only experience when you die. If you're too good at the game, you won't actually experience all of the things. And even when you beat the quote-unquote game, there is more story for the replaying of it after the main, quote, objective is done. It still continues on. It doesn't go on forever, obviously. There's other progression things, but did a really great job about keeping the story going, even if you were done with the main objective at the onset of it.
I would have to agree. And I mean, generally people agree. Didn't 80s win a bunch of awards?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Is an excellent game when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I really I brought up Risk of Rain 2 earlier, which is another roguelike sort of game. Roguelike, multiplayer roguelike especially, can be super fun. It can be very tedious and grindy, but like some games have done an excellent job of it.
Yeah, no, I love roguelike games. There's not enough of them. That kind of like winning. I mean, Elden Ring is kind of a roguelike with its progression and death. Like you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. No, I love that.
So we want like a roguelike adaptation of Destiny so far? That's our base?
No, I don't like Destiny.
Oh, okay.
What?
It's all right, but yeah, it's like what you said. It gets really boring. I'm never.
But the story. I always log back onto Destiny to play the story stuff because the characters and the story stuff in Destiny is really well done. It's excellent. It's super fun.
It's well made. I just can never take it seriously because it's always so. Oh, it's so grand. Like everything is. It's not even the world-ending stakes, because everything is a world-ending stake in every single story expansion. It's just like. Man, it's just so pompous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all the mysticality is beautiful, and it's well acted, and it's well made, but it's just like, oh man, at the end of the day, I'm an unstoppable killing machine that's just punching things to death. Like, I get that. I don't know, I just could never get into it.
See, I like feeling overpowered in games. That's what drew me to, like, the Diablo franchise, is being, like, a god fighting, like, little puny goblins and stuff, demons and whatever. Like, I enjoy that feeling. I like being OP. I'm not OP in real life. I have a torn shoulder. I go up and down the stairs and my knees creak. When I play a video game and it's like I feel unstoppable, I enjoy that feeling. I will take easy mode over difficult mode of any game any day of the week.
Really?
I'm not looking for a challenge. I'm looking to feel amazing.
So you're boring, is what you're saying.
Yes.
You're a little piss
Wow.
baby. You're a little bitch baby.
I
You
had
can't
more
take a
fun
tough game.
playing Twisted Metal 2 with invincibility mode on than I did playing it for real.
You're a
And I
sick
put
fuck.
hours and hours and hours into it. Make me feel like a god. I'm having a good time.
No, that's the best part about rogue likes. Like I play a lot of Rogue Legacy. You can upgrade and you can get better, but unless you have the skills to back it up, it doesn't matter how many hit points you get. It doesn't matter how much armor you put on. It's about the choices you make facing the challenges that are coming in front of you. I can't play a game if it's easy. I get really bored really quick if it's too easy. If it doesn't offer a challenge, my brain doesn't even turn on.
I like Destiny because I think it's a good mix of letting you temper the difficulty. I think there are multiple difficulty levels. At the very least, there are 2 difficulty levels, like normal and harder. You can play all the story missions on. But also, the thing with Destiny is you don't have to choose to be an unkillable douchebag. You get to choose what weapons you have and everything. And I like to try to, I'm like, oh well, I'll use this one weapon, which kind of sucks, but there's maybe there's an achievement for it, or maybe there's a weekly or a daily thing where you get kills with this weapon. I appreciate that. Yeah, I could just put on all the best gear and be a god. That's a little boring. But also, you can turn the difficulty up, and you can choose what weapons you're using. You can use non-meta stuff. And I can make it hard enough to where it's hard and I might die and have to restart a little bit and it's like a challenge, but it's not like a From Software game where, death is the point and it's miserable because all you do is walk out and die for a long time. I appreciate that you can choose that and temper that for yourself, as opposed to games where it's hard no matter what, and if I'm not in a good mood, I don't want to play a game that punishes me for not having skill or not being patient. I'll play a game where I can make it a little easier on myself, so I can, get that enjoyment without having to be top tier gamer all the time.
There are times in games like that I enjoy that challenge. The problem I have with Destiny and MMOs, Lost Ark, so on and so forth, is when it comes to the raid content. And their difficulty in raid content is everybody play perfectly or else everyone fails and gets to blame whoever fucked up. That's where I lose all of my fun with MMOs, with Destiny, everything else, is you fuck up one thing, it's a wipe, you all have to restart. Oh, this person's not as good? Well, you're all gonna pay the price and hate them by the end of this 4-hour experience. That's the artificial difficulty that I hate, is there's one way to do this. Do it right or fail, and this one person, oh man, they didn't step on that plate in time, wipe, start over. That shit annoys me to no end. I don't find that fun. I don't find that to be actually just challenging. It's literally like memorization, play perfectly. You know what's
So, like
coming, you
Pico
know what to
Park?
do it right. Oh, you misstepped. Oh, you didn't count the wings properly this one time. Like, one little fuck up, wipe, do it again. One little fuck up, wipe, do it again. Oh, you guys are close to figuring it out? Well, this person is fed up with the team. They leave. Here's a new person. Learn to do it with this person. Start over. It just
Wade is the one who messes up a lot.
Yeah, sounds like you're gonna be the problem here.
Yeah, I think I've seen the problem.
I'm
look-
generally pretty good. I'm not perfect, but I also play roles that you usually don't have to play as perfect as other ones. Like in Lost Ark, I played healer. Healer, you have a lot less of you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to ult at the right time. It's more so just keep people up.
No,
But
I lived this for years with World of Warcraft. It's exactly that. We're number one on the server, but at what cost? You just spend hours and hours throwing yourself at something. And yeah, when you beat it, there is a rush. But that's why I like the single player difficult experiences, because I get better on my own pace.
yes.
And it's usually faster than trying to do it with a group. And those challenges like that, there is an adrenaline rush, and there is that kind of serotonin burst when you finally beat that boss or get through that level that you were struggling against. It's really, really addicting. And I think that's part of what I like about some of these games. I played through Dead Space, and then I played through it again on my own on Legendary mode because I wanted that challenge. I wanted to see if I could do it. I love the adrenaline when I almost die but don't. I squeak through, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get through this section with an instant death. Okay, on my best behavior, or else it'll be a 6-hour wipe. I truly enjoy those experiences.
I get that when I win like a Call of Duty Warzone or a PUBG. If I win a PvP match with friends, I never play them solo. So if like me and a group of friends win against a bunch of random people we don't know and we get that victory, I get that feeling. When I finish a raid, I don't get that adrenaline rush. I get a, oh, thank God that's over. Did I get the shit I need for the gun or for the armor or whatever? Did I get the stuff I need so I can actually make the stuff to be OP? Cool.
God,
Oh
this
no, I get
guy.
to run it again next week. Like I just don't get it. I don't get that adrenaline rush. I
actually-
understand it, but I don't get it.
Wait, and now I realize you are the guy that ruins it for the people like Bob who just want to try out the new gun because, like, you don't have the Ultra 9 gun
Yeah.
10,000? How could you come to here unprepared?
No, I'm not that guy. I'm very casual with raids. We can fuck up for 5 hours. I'm not going to be toxic at people.
Oh, dude, I am always that guy. No matter what game it is, if there's gear and I have to know what I'm supposed to have, and I'm supposed to have it and have it like leveled up or something, I'm always that guy who shows up and someone's like, "Hey, what are you running? What are you using?" And I'm like, I got this and this. This one's pretty cool. It like explodes when you shoot it and it explodes when it hits the thing. And they're like, that gun's awful. They nerfed that. You shouldn't use that. That's a terror. And I'm like, but it explodes. I don't know. Why? It's a gun in the game. Why can't I use it?
That's the problem
I
with like, the raids, though,
understand.
right? You have to come in with meta stuff, be perfect, and whatever else.
Only if you're playing the raid on like the nightmare max
Well,
difficulty.
right, but that's the one
You
that you
can play
eventually
the-
have to do to get to the
Yeah,
next
well, you
one.
have to give a shit and want to grind for hundreds of hours to get that perfect roll on that perfect piece of gear. That's not what's fun about the raids for me. I love a raid where you play it on some totally achievable difficulty, and you solve the puzzles, and you get to the end, and you kill the boss, and you get whatever random crap loot you get. But like, it's the teamwork, right? When you're in that, it doesn't have to be the hardest thing on earth, but you're in that and you're like, oh god, you guys go over there. Okay, we'll take the left one. Okay, right, 3, 2, 1. And it's the teamwork of like, you're learning, you're doing this together, you're accomplishing it as a group. The magic of everyone collectively figuring out what the hell is going on and then successfully doing it is so much more fun than doing it perfectly with all of the correct pieces of gear, because you can only win if you have the exact right thing. And like down to the second timing of with all this stuff with the raids. I think it's fun to just work as a team collaboratively.
If you don't have to play perfectly, yes. If you can come in, like kind of use the stuff you want to use, as long as it's leveled up or whatever, and somebody can make a mistake and it's okay, yes, I agree with you. But if it's something where it's a 30-minute endeavor and somebody steps right when they have to step left, now all of a sudden you have to redo the entire 30 minutes over and over and over, then it's tedious and not fun.
Yeah,
I think there's a balance
in my
there.
experience, a lot of people who like that sort of thing, doing raids and that sort of dungeon sort of thing, are the people who are like, we have to do it on max difficulty so we get the best possible chance.
Because eventually,
that's not why I don't enjoy that. I would never
Agreed.
participate in a group like that. I've had groups where it's for fun.
the problem comes in though because like I don't think content comes out frequently enough for people that are that diehard about it. And they'll do things like, oh, well, you can only run the raid once a week. That way, you know, it takes a month minimum to get all the stuff you need, yada, yada, yada. That's how they prolong it. But even then, people that are, like, diehard about it, do it every week, they're going to eventually get to the point where they have everything, and the only way to have a challenge is to do those difficulties. So I see where they come in. But for me, it loses its fun at that point. Like, the first couple of dungeons and raids...
So what are we even deciding?
We're in agreement. No MMO. We've decided our
Alright,
first
so we're making
decision.
an MMO.
Okay.
If we're doing, like, the Destiny type of story...
Why are people
we have
saying,
a
why are you so...
roguelike.
We did not agree on that.
Well, Bob
What
liked
are you
the story
talking
elements
about?
of it. Okay, roguelike. It's a roguelike now. Is that where we are?
You're the judge.
We're cooperating here. You two have to agree. You're building more than I am.
Fine. It's a rogue like MMO.
We're like 40 minutes into this podcast and we still haven't even decided the base of the game. That's not what worth it.
Perfect Game definitely has a roguelike structure of some sort.
Okay.
But it does have multiplayer, but it's not on the road.
This is a better roguelike. This is very like Elden Ring. Because that is kind of what it is. It's a progression system, so it's a roguelike or a roguelike. I don't know what the distinct difference between those two is. But it does have a multiplayer system. Whatever around it is all fine because it also has a story. But you can crap anything out. That's just the bare bones. Is you have some kind of combat that's challenging as much as you want, I guess. Pathetic babies, but there's a multiplayer component.
I don't know if you guys will have heard of this, but have you played that or heard of the game Children of Morta? It is a roguelike, but it has multiplayer. It does an excellent job of telling the story in disparate chunks. You have to continue to go back in when you die to discover more areas, to potentially just discover parts of the story you haven't seen yet. But I really like the progression system. It has like a character system where each time you go in for a run, you pick a character from the list of characters. And also part of the progression of the game overall is that you unlock more characters as you go, which is always fun. I really like the idea of everyone has their own progression on the characters, and you get to customize the characters to a point where it impacts how you play them. Like two people could have the same character, and one of them it's a ranged character, and for the other person it's like a close combat, build with specific weapons or whatever. I like the idea that you get to choose to some extent how the characters play, and that individual people can have the same amount of progression, but be in totally different places in terms of how their games play, how their characters are set up, that sort of thing. That's an excellent aspect. I want that in our game. I'm throwing that out.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, pretty much any game has to have some kind of progression system. Like, just to go, like, the skill curve. It can't be too steep, but it's got to have a nice, steady... The ideal for in game design terms is to have, like, a linear difficulty curve that is, like, at a perfect 45-degree angle, right? Like, Tetris is an example of that because as you get better, the game just gets faster. That's the only difficulty increase, and it goes up until a point where you can't do it anymore, and then you have to get better to get past that point. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we agreed to that pretty quickly, so we like the progression system of Children of Morta.
We can't say that specifically. I've never seen it.
Oh, we like it.
Okay.
I'm just saying the progression system. You're gonna
as it
you're
was
gonna
described by
pigeonhole us
Bob.
into it. You've never even seen it. You don't even know if this is a good progression system. I'm seeing this.
He trusts me.
The reviews on Children of Morta are not overwhelmingly positive. They're positive, don't get me wrong, but not overwhelmingly.
Not overwhelmingly positive?
It's very positive. 85% to 90.
How is that not overwhelmingly positive?
It's very
What is
positive.
the threshold for that?
95 plus. What? That's the number.
That's my response.
It's not overwhelmingly positive.
Wow.
Here we go. All right, here's a negative review about it. Probably the worst roguelite I've played. You don't even get to experience basic roguelike feeling of getting stronger and stronger since it resets you every 2 minutes, no matter if you live or die.
What?
That's what this guy said.
That is just an inaccurate description of how the game works.
I don't know. That's what it said. That's what I have your word and their word to go on.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't choose random internet reviewer over myself.
I don't know. Their username is Chronigade22. They played it for half an hour, That's pretty good.
Shout out to you, I
Well,
guess.
that's the entire game. It's certainly not a 40-hour plus game.
Well, our cooperation is astounding. I guess defer to a good progression system
Mm-hmm.
in our roguelike game
Uh-huh. I
We're
like
building the best game that there is.
with a good
Roguelike-ish.
story. And you can play it single player or multiplayer.
it. Uh-huh.
What's our next element we need
Yeah,
to
it's so
consider?
easy to make a good game. Why do companies fail at this so often?
Yeah, what are they even doing with their time?
I feel like we're killing this right now.
Yeah.
We've covered replayability already because it's a roguelike, so that's like, built in.
I think it should have a unique art style.
Ooh, yeah, it definitely should.
Not too, like, how do I describe this?
Yeah.
Not too plain, not too intricate,
Mhm.
but the right kinds of details to make the characters and the NPCs really pop, really memorable.
I actually, I fully agree with Bob on this one.
Great. Unique
And
art
good
style.
colors, unique art.
We want good art. I mean, that seems pretty straightforwardly acceptable. I don't think there's any dispute to good, unique art.
Good, man. We're on a roll.
Yo, this is the best game that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a standalone game, or is it part of like a trilogy, like the Mass Effect trilogy? Is it?
It's actually got a lot of NFTs in it.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Each playable character is actually an NFT, and you have to own the NFT in order to play the character in the game.
Dear listeners, I tried. I thought it was a good topic, but I'm like 0 for 8 recently.
Oh yeah. What about sound design, Mark? You have opinions about sound.
Well, whatever the sound is, we should probably hire like the best sound engineers for it. Like, it's gotta sound good. And we can put like accessibility features like subtitles in there, but really robust
I think the
soundtrack.
perfect game would have those.
Really robust soundtrack, really in depth, like you feel like you're there. Whether or not the art style. I mean, the art style is gonna be good no matter what, but whatever style it has, the sound is gonna be rich and vibrant, and music that like sticks with you, sticks in your soul.
Even if the screen is off, the sound could be so immersive that when the character dies, you feel like you're dying.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you take damage, it actually hurts.
Yeah, 100%. Hits you right in the soul.
So is this like a kind of VR experience where you can like put stuff on so
No.
you feel pain? As
No,
No,
we're
it's
talking
just
about
such
sound.
good sound that it grips your soul.
Just
Dude,
with sound.
stay on topic. Couldn't be more clear.
This is my topic.
Stay on topic.
Yeah. The nice mystery.
Well, I don't know if it should be a cold game. That would kind of box us in.
I'm gonna metaphorically drown you. Okay, sound. Good sound. Got it. Good sound.
I like this.
Man, that's hard to... Accessibility features, good sound, good art. That's okay.
All of the
Great.
accessibility features.
Yeah.
Just to be specific.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. All as many as
Because
possibly get.
literally, there's no reason to not include as many accessibility features as possible. Talking to you, everyone.
I thought you were just gonna say me talking to you. Host.
Wade, you have hardly any accessibility features built into you.
Yeah, what is
And I
up
think
with
that's
that?
offensive.
I am hard to access. This is true.
Yeah, why don't you change that?
Pass.
It's messed up.
That's messed up, man.
Okay, are we including a paid season pass or paid
No.
DLC?
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
No.
Battle Pass.
No.
Battle
No.
Pass. And loot boxes.
DLC only.
Surprise mechanics.
No.
Really
Paid
good fleshed out
DLC.
paid DLC, I agree.
Yeah,
And one of the
expansion packs.
One of the overworlds is actually a casino where you can go play slots. You have to pay real money, but you could win virtual meaningless money in game to buy skins.
Oh,
Because you gotta have skins.
Any dogs and cats in the game you can pet.
Yes.
Whatever on that one. Well, can you kick them as well? That's the important question.
Look, I'll need
It's moddable, so I guess you can download mods or create mods.
It has to be moddable, of course.
It's
Like
like
the
the Siren
freaking
mods where you
mod.
can kill the children.
Oh my god.
There's actually like a Mario Paint style creator section of the game that allows you to mod the game in the game as you're playing the game.
There's actually items included in the game world that are effectively code. And so if you can accumulate enough items, you can write code in the game that affects the game and potentially adds mods on the fly. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then allow people to, if they're gonna make a really high quality asset pack of mods, then maybe you could have a marketplace where they could sell their creations. We could fund the creative community.
And if they make good enough like additional content, we can have a thing where like once every so often we take their content and actually like get the people who voice acted and sound design and like apply that to their creations so they can have like voice acted community made DLCs.
Good growth.
That'd be pretty perfect. Well, what else are we missing here? Are we missing anything?
You have the list.
On a list? Do you have anything in front of me?
Why don't you have a list?
A list of what? What's in the perfect game?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Or what what you were gonna
I've got
talk about, or
2 other professional gamers here. I don't need a list. Between the 3 of us, we can come up with anything.
But you came to the episode with a whole list of topics and discussion points to keep the conversation moving on the right track, right? You did that, right?
God, no.
Yeah.
My list had here's what it says, and I'll quote: design the perfect game. Also, if time, design perfect horror game, perfect MMO, perfect PvP game. I got different options like that. And then I've got Bob points, Mark points, and I can fill in how many points. That's my list. That's what I've got.
Interesting.
Yeah.
well, I feel like we touched on most of your talking points. Then I guess.
Well, we built the perfect game, I guess. We have the perfect game. Roguelike, good sound, good art.
What's it called? You have a good name.
System.
Oh yeah, the name,
yeah,
the name,
yeah.
name.
Children of Mordor. It's got the progression system like that. Got the Adrian DLCs, modding. Okay. The name of our game. What's the theme of it? We don't have a theme for it. It's roguelike. But yeah, is it where does it take place? A fantasy world? Our world? Hell?
It's called the Era of Glurnian.
Galarian?
Glurnian.
Era of Glurnian. That has a fantasy ring to it. I don't know if I want
Yeah,
a fantasy game.
it sounds fantasy-y, but it's in really more of like a tech fantasy world, like one of those future fantasy computers exist, but also magic exists type.
The punk style steampunk?
No. What about the title Android Rising? It's a roguelike and you're an android.
It sounds
guy.
like Detroit Become Human.
Rise up through a tower or something. That's a cool name.
Sounds like Detroit Become Human.
It just sounds like something else that already exists.
Yeah.
It pulls in what's that one? Become Human.
Yeah.
Become Human. What's that one called?
Detroit
Something
Become
like
Human.
that.
What about World of Battle Build?
Well, that's a dumb name. Why would you
No.
even suggest that? That's terrible.
Oh, because you battle around and you build your character.
Yeah, but the name wouldn't get anybody hooked.
Mm.
Who's gonna look at oh, have you seen new World of Battle Build?
Have you seen the new WoB expansion?
Yeah, Wob.
WoB.
Everyone knows Wob.
Wobble.
I don't love Wobble.
What if we go simple, leave it open to interpretation, call it Shaftcraft.
Shaftcraft? Alright. Done, sold, easy. You don't
Is
need
there
to convince
crafting
me
in the
anymore.
game?
Shush.
It's a metaphorical type of crafting.
Look,
You're crafting the narrative by discovering it, and you're crafting your experience by choosing how you progress your characters.
Yeah. Do you think that Mass Effect has any mass in it? No.
Yeah, the title of that game has nothing to do with any major part of that game, as far as I know.
Yeah. You think Half-Life? No, most of the game you're at full life. It doesn't even make sense.
Not if you're playing on the harder difficulties.
Halo, another excellent example of a game where the title is just evocative, and the game itself is something else completely.
I love the opening theme of that.
Or Five Nights at Freddy's, where it has nothing to do with the number of nights or someone named Freddy.
No, actually, no, that's exactly what it is. That was a bad example.
Oh shit, Sherlock. What's the best horror game right now, in your opinion, Mark? What's this gold standard of horror games? You play
The
the
Backrooms?
Which one?
All of the Backrooms.
The one I keep telling you to play that you haven't played yet, of course.
Look, I don't really know. I don't think I could even rank great horror games. One that sticks out
Comes to
in my
mind, Amnesia, Outlast.
Soma comes to mind. I like Soma a lot.
I like Soma too, but I feel like people didn't like Soma. Overall.
What do you mean? People love Soma.
I feel like people wanted, because that wasn't that what was that? The company that made Amnesia made that, or who made that?
Yeah.
I felt like on release people were disappointed that it wasn't more like the Amnesia setting or something. It's overwhelmingly positive right now, though.
Yeah,
I thought on
so-
release people were kind of disappointed with the premise of it. I thought it was great too. I'm with you.
Ooh.
Listen,
I just felt
everyone
like that was
hates
the
that
vibe
game
when it came out. Maybe
except
I'm crazy.
for all those reviews.
I thought by itself it was a great game, but I thought people wanted more of an Amnesia style, whatever. In any case, okay, so you're putting Soma up there. I think
Yeah.
Soma's great.
Soma's great because it combines a lot of really interesting elements. It's got this this evocative story, like the kind of story that just makes you like the more you learn, the more horrifying it is. Just like the truth of it all is like really, it's great. It's spiraling down. It's scary, and it's just like such a dark and gritty world. The sound is great. As far as horror experiences go, it definitely sticks out in my mind.
What's missing from it?
I
What
mean,
would make it.
it wasn't as scary as Amnesia, but at this point, I've already been playing a lot of horror games, so maybe I was already becoming used to it. Probably if I went into it just completely never playing any horror games, it would be a lot scarier to me. But I feel like sometimes it kind of like slowed down a bit with, it was still using the Amnesia game engine, so I think it was held back technologically just by the limitations of that engine. It couldn't do any, and small studios, so it's like, I don't need grand spectacle or anything like that, but you kind of, you were navigating the world in the same way you did in Amnesia, where you pick up things in your inventory, and you got your equivalent of loud down, you got your, like, but at the end of the day, it doesn't, these are tiny equivalents. I'd have to play it again to really remember what was the thing. It's
I
just
don't
a
think
great
any
experience.
game has scared me as much as the original Outlast did. I think the original Outlast scared me more than any other game I've played.
That's a silly game.
Did you beat that one real quick, Mark? Did you get right to the exit or whatever? No problem.
I don't remember. Outlast? Oh, no,
Outlast
you're thinking of
was,
something else.
Yeah, you're thinking of the the mole game, whatever that was called.
Yeah, whatever that one was. But no, Outlast is good. I'm never the kind of person that's like gore equals horror, and Outlast definitely leans into the gore is scary aspect of things. It is also a scary game. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty scary at many times in there. It's a well-made game, and I think it's definitely a good horror game. But I think it kind of embraces the horror, the gore of it all a little too much. I've never been too into that.
What was that game called?
Vanish.
Vanish. That was it.
The one he
that is
definitely
the one
definitely
Yeah.
finish.
I beat that on a charity stream. I've never felt more accomplished in my life than getting through that stupid game.
Nice dude.
All right, well, we tried to touch on a horror game at least. We designed the perfect game. What was our final title for the perfect game?
Shaftcraft.
Shaftcraft.
Shaftcraft. I feel like we all got shafted who listened. to
Make
this
sure you bother
episode.
your parents for the $25 so you can get the monthly battle pass.
There's no battle pass. It's monthly expansion
Oh,
packs.
subscription DLC pack. Sorry.
No. It just happens to release every month because we're that dedicated to making content.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So, but you can automatically buy it every month.
Yeah,
Don't worry, a mobile game version of it will
Subscription-y
come
type of
out that has all the things Bob wants.
Shaftcraft Immortal. What, you guys don't have phones?
Yeah, we didn't explore the entire world of mobile gaming. Maybe that's the perfect game.
There's nothing perfect in mobile gaming. It's all crap.
There's great
Well,
mobile
there's
games.
great
It's just
mobile
you
games,
only
but they
play
are crap.
gotcha games doesn't mean mobile games are bad.
All
Yeah.
mobile games are bad.
Well, name 5 mobile games.
You're weird.
Wade.
Well, I'm gonna name gotcha games. So
I know. You
I
need
can name
to
5 gotcha games. Really, have you ever heard of Raid Shadow Legends?
Oh, interesting.
There's a whole
Brady
world.
Shady. I love that guy.
I didn't really enjoy it, but man, Dev Free just. Well, no, I can't even say Dev. It's whoever owns the overall
There's
company.
plenty of quality mobile games. It's not our fault that you only play ones that make you miserable.
They all make me miserable. I haven't played Risk though. I played Risk on mobile. It's not really a gotcha.
Ticket to Ride on mobile, excellent game. Good board game, really fun mobile game.
Does it have a single player?
I mean, like it's AI, yeah, sort of a multiplayer board game.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's fun.
Anywho, I guess we got to bring this thing to a close. Any final thoughts on our games before we wrap this up?
Did we make one?
I don't know.
When does Shaftcraft release?
Whenever someone who listens to this makes it,
Okay, listeners, you have your directive. Good sound, good art, good colors, roguelike, maybe. A single player, multiplayer, maybe both, but neither at the same time. Make it happen, okay?
and it takes place in some kind of themed world.
Mm-hmm. With great art.
Yep. That's a lot of direction. I feel like we've given you all the tools that you need, so somebody make that happen and, post it on the subreddit or somewhere so we can find it.
I'm reminded of the Billy Madison scene where he talks about like the book character and the guy's like, I award you no points, and everyone who has listened to this is dumber for having listened to it.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
We're here, and I have to pick a winner, I guess.
Wait, I have to say, you expected us to actually come up with the perfect game in 1 hour? Did you realistically expect that to occur?
Yes.
People have been trying to make the perfect game for dozens of years.
Yeah, but they have like a budget and stuff. We have infinite resources at our fingertips.
We have an hour.
That's how we got the good art.
Well, minus time.
I see.
All right, let me go through here.
Can we both lose? Do you have to award points?
Somebody has to wait. I'm not hosting again, man. I can't put myself through it. I don't have enough hair left to host 2 in a row.
What do you got to lose if that's your measure?
Bob, you were winning this. Now I have to reconsider.
Well, I was just saying, that doesn't seem like a very big gamble in your position.
I mean, right.
For no reason. I just think that that's, not, maybe it's not a priority for you, is what I was assuming. Nothing else insulting or anything mean I wouldn't do that.
Alright, contributions to the title. I guess we went Bob's title. Mark obviously had the advantage talking about the horror game there at the end. Cooperation aspects. Bob was a lot more cooperative. Mark's pretty bullheaded.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, we're not doing that. We're not doing this. You think this, you fool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted strong opinions here for all my.
We're cooperating, so we're supposed to, work
Mark
together,
was
compromise.
embracing the spirit of cooperation by shooting down all of my ideas because they were bad.
Mhm.
I was with him.
Yes.
Okay, so you're never mind. I guess Bob wants Mark to get points for that. Okay.
I just think he collaborated. I just think that counts. I don't want Mark to get unfairly screwed out.
I was part of the dialogue.
Do either one of you want to win this episode?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
I don't ever not want to win.
Odd way of saying it, but okay. I just thought I'd ask. Well, this is cool. This is a cooperative episode. Which one of you two thinks you deserve to win? More than the
Man,
other.
Wade really led the charge with this.
Thank you.
So I think Wade should win.
Well, I have to say, I feel like Mark did the heavy lifting, shooting down all the ideas, but I brought a lot of bad ideas to the table, so I feel like I should get credit for that. And it really just depends which is more important in your measure, Wade.
Okay, so you're kissing up.
Creating or tearing down?
Well, this was a cooperative effort to build a whole mobile game, or not a mobile game, a great video game. And that involves creating, so I guess creating wins, therefore Bob wins.
Aha!
All right.
I want credit for creating what we created.
Mark, your kindergarten report card says doesn't work well with others. You gotta work on that. So, gotta play nice with others.
Nope.
That's your assignment.
No.
I love the petulance. Nope!
That's kind of a theme for today, I think.
No, I had strong opinions throughout it, and that's all that matters. I was trying to stand up for what I believe in. It's not my fault we didn't have any direction going into this. I was just trying to play in the sandbox I was placed.
Wow.
Your flattery will get you everywhere, Mark. So start doing it. Alright, what's your loser's speech since you're already on your soapbox?
Speech. My game opinions are better than anyone else's you've ever met, even yourself. If you listening to this, they're thinking that you know games. You don't know games as much as me, and you know why?
Why?
It's because I'm Gamer of the Year. That's right, all of your opinions are moot because I was voted the Gamer of the Year, and I have that title until the next Gamer of that year is selected. Therefore, all of my decisions are final and valid.
Crazy how Bob had like 90% of the ideas considering you're Gamer of the Year.
Well, they're all terrible.
That must make me 90% of Gamer of the Year.
You're in the running for next time.
I'll take it.
Until you assassinate me or win.
Maybe next time we'll build like the best YouTube original since we were all in that Emmy losing work.
You know, you can't. I don't even feel bad. You just reminded everyone that I have an Emmy-nominated project. Thank you for that.
Hey, you're welcome. I've been calling Becker forever, man.
Any show or media or movie or anything that doesn't win an award, an Oscar-losing movie.
I guess if it wasn't even nominated, they're all Oscar-losing, right?
Yeah, it's just a loser.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't count as losing if you weren't even nominated. You were like non-nominated would be like what you're doing. The non-nominated movie.
Oh, that irrelevant movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like not even relevant. We were relevant.
No, whatever.
this work that Mark did like 99% of the work into, that we just showed up and did our roles. But this was the collaborative effort too.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, my winter speech is that all you kiddos out there better get ready for Shaftcraft coming hot to your mom's iPad in October of 2024.
It's a mobile game now. God.
Make sure you get that credit card info locked in. All you have to do is double click to make the purchase, and you can get the non-subscription, non-battle pass, monthly expensive DLCs right there, right to your device, and it's gonna be great. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be best game you ever played, probably.
Apparently there's like a Minecraft Technic Launcher thing called Shaftcraft, so I guess we were late to the...
Oh, well,
Damn
we'll
it.
have to rework the title. Sorry.
Android Rising!
Sorry. Okay, we'll come up with an even clickbaitier title.
Alright, well, we're getting sued by the Technic Pack Shaftcraft, everyone, so we'll see you in court. Thanks for tuning in. I guess thank you to Mark and Bob for this.
Why do you sound so sad?
Because, man, every time I host, I'm like, man, this would be a great idea. I can't wait to see what we create, and then it's always disappointing.
Yeah, that's why the subreddit's always like, wow, I love Wade, he's the best host. He hosts all of the most interesting episodes.
In theory, they should be.
Maybe that sounded more sarcastic than I meant. That's what people say, man.
Yeah, that's what
They like when you host.
Was this interesting, subreddit? Did you
No.
enjoy this?
Oh, yeah.
Because, God, I aged 10 more years while hosting it.
The false deprecation. Begging the subreddit to praise you more, please.
I always want praise. That's not me trying to trick them. They know it. I'm an attention whore. I love praise and attention.
Look, your online community that loves me and only me. I'm so sad.
Yeah, they should love me and only me. I am number one.
Just think of this hosting experience like a roguelike. You know, you're dying today, but you'll have another chance when it comes around.
You two are a fortress of paradise, but I'm the turtle whose back it sits on.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, thank you. Let us know how you feel the subreddit, I guess. If you haven't already, check us out. Mark at Markiplier, Bob at MySkerm. It's not Milkskin. Unlike the way the subreddit describes it, it is actually MySkerm.
I think the subreddit has it right. Maybe I spelled my name wrong.
Yeah, that might be true.
MySkerm. But MySkerm is his username. Whatever. I'm Wade. You can find me at Minion777 on Twitch, Lord Minion777 most everywhere else. We have merch. You go to fucking...
It's the same one
what's our
every
merch
time,
website?
man.
Yeah, what is it? Store distractablepodcast.org or something. What is it?
You were so close.
Is it store.distractablepodcast.com?
It sure is.
Wow, okay.
You knew it. You just didn't believe
That
it.
doesn't sound right. I didn't have faith in that. No, I have no faith in that description. But that's it. And if it's not, it's close enough. You'll find it. Stay tuned for the next episode where probably something better will happen. Until then, podcast out. Go take a shower after that.
You need to calm down, buddy.
One will always wonder why it was called the Emmy-losing episode, but inscrutable are the mentality of the gents. The weeks are so long, so do try to hang on, as we all await another exceptional episode of Distractible.
I mean, did they not talk about him losing an enemy for space? Yes, but I thought that was going to be the whole episode. I didn't think it was going to be, an hour-long episode on making a game? Like, I was not expecting that at all. You know? Like, wait, I usually get, like what they said, I usually get excited when Wade hosts, because then he does some stupid fun shit, like them guessing a secret word and having Mark and Wade, Mark and Bob be all flabbergasted on how the fucking point system works. I mean, like, that's usually like the best part, but like, no. This was like a boring episode of like, what's the perfect game when no game is truly perfect. If there was a perfect game, everyone would be playing it right now and like being praised about it. Like, the games I play, I say it's the perfect game. Like, all the Batman series, you know, Detroit is a good game. Until Dawn is a great game. The friggin' Spider-Man games are a great game. Gotham Knights, no. Hell no. 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 But, you know, the stuff that's based on, like, heroes and stories that I actually enjoy. Except Gotham Knights. Fuck Gotham Knights. I'm excited for the new Star Wars game with freaking Cal Kestis, because I loved the first one. You know? And why do you think I built that thing? Not because I think the character is cute. Yeah, the character is cute. But I also, you know, think that it's a good game, and he was a really good element, even though whenever I ask for my fucking stems, he never really gives it to me right away. It's always like a millisecond late, and I fucking died of fucking Darth Vader. But anyway. It's not complete, and it looks nothing like the Empire State Building. But it's getting there. It's, somewhat getting there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me what you thought of this boring episode of Distractible. It was really boring. Just talking about trying to make the perfect game when that's literally impossible. And that's what every game, industry is trying to do. So it's like, what is even the point? I thought I dropped a Lego, but I don't think I did. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. This has been M to the A to D.Y. I don't know, but I'll see you guys next time.